Since 2001, more than 600 servicemen and women have died on operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. Each death is investigated by the military and by the coroner in the UK. But an internal army audit has discovered that since 2002, body parts and tissue samples of 30 service personnel were kept by the Royal Military Police without the consent of their families. The army admits its processes failed.
Well, the army are certainly apologising to them. I'm apologising to them. I don't think it's good at all. I do feel, in many cases, the Royal Military Police, SIB, this is, over 600 deaths they've dealt with in Iraq and Afghanistan to date. I think they do a fantastic job in the most difficult of circumstances, really from point of injury through to looking after the body in theatre and back to support the UK coroner. But it's just clear in this particular case, in a small number of cases, we haven't re-centralised the tissue samples and dealt with them.
Lance Corporal James Fullerton was killed in an explosion in Sangin 3 years ago. Now his family fear his remains may be among those affected.
It's bad enough having to come to terms with the way you have to bury your children without having to listen 3 years on that there's a possibility this could still be parts of him in an hospital not far away.
Some of the body parts were kept at the John Radcliffe Hospital in Oxford, where post-mortem examinations were carried out. But the MOD says 90% of the forensic items were small tissue or fluid samples. The Ministry of Defence says swift action has been taken by the Royal Military Police to ensure that something like this never happens again. And an independent civilian officer has been called in to carry out an urgent investigation. Martha Fairley, ITV News, at the Ministry of Defence.